So being consciously single is a trend that we're actually seeing this year. It's becoming more and more popular where people are actually choosing to be single. Hey y'all, what's up? Welcome back to Trish TV, Trish Talk. And today we are talking about being consciously single. To be consciously single basically means you are making the well thought out decision to be alone and to be okay with it. Until I have what I want or understanding what I even want, I'm making the choice to be consciously single and I'm going to be okay with it. I think that the older that we get, the more you embrace the decisions to really move with intention. Being more intentional about your friendships, your relationships, even your job. Just being more intentional about the decisions that you're making and being more mindful and really asking yourself those questions like, why? If I'm in this relationship, am I truly happy? Whenever you are in a space where you're kind of in limbo, you're trying to figure out what you want, or if you're not really ready for something serious enough for you to even understand, I think making a choice to be consciously single is one of the best things that you can do. Putting yourself first, and you're also being mindful of not hurting people along the way on your journey of understanding what you want. Being more intentional with our choices and being in relationships, and it's one of the best things that you can do. So today's wine of choice, we got the Vintner's Red. I think I'm saying that right. I hope I am. I was introduced to this wine when I went to St. Augustine with my sisters and some friends, and we had a girls' day. This might actually be my favorite wine to date. And it's like the perfect medium between sweet wine and dry wine. I do not like dry wine. It makes me sick, but this is like the perfect medium. But yeah, this is what I'm drinking today. So how do you date consciously? Voice your opinion, voice what you want, what you desire in a relationship, and not settling for less. You also want to communicate what you will not put up with and what you will put up with at the right time. When you're dating somebody, you don't want to lay it on too thick, too soon, but eventually as you're dating someone and getting to know them, it's very, very, very important that you're upfront and you communicate what you will deal with, what you won't deal with. You also want to avoid placing blame on other people for the reasons why you are single. You don't want to solely blame the other person for everything. There are some things within ourselves that we forget to pay attention to. Understanding who you are, knowing who you are, what you come with, these things are so important before you make the decision to start dating and being in serious relationships. In being consciously single, you also do make the conscious decision to be conscious about your dating. You're being more mindful, you're being more aware, and you're dating with intention. You're dating with a purpose. Your purpose for dating is not to just date to have fun, just to date somebody to say you're dating somebody, but you actually are looking for a life partner. You want to be able to commit to someone. You're embracing the moments of learning someone and not being so quick to make a decision based off of emotion alone. I think a lot of people are very much influenced by the American dream, which pretty much tells us, you meet someone, you fall in love, you get married, you have kids, and you live this happily ever after, whatever that entails, with the white picket fence, and that is life. That's what it's supposed to be. Sometimes life doesn't always go the way we plan for it to go. There has been plenty of times where I have settled for relationships because I felt like it would be better than being by myself. And there's certain things that I would put up with that I didn't want to, but I felt like, well, at least I have somebody. But no, look within yourself and to understand why it's so important to embrace being by yourself. To be alone does not have to mean being lonely. And I spoke about this a little bit in my turning 30s video, which a lot of you guys are watching. I so appreciate it. And I see a lot of the comments from girls who are just turning 30, and it's like a scare for you. You're like, oh my God, I'm 30 now. I don't have kids. I'm not married. I feel like my life is purposeless. Am I on the right path? All of that. I want to encourage y'all and let you know that just because life doesn't look the way that you thought it would look doesn't mean that you'll never have that. Everybody's journey looks completely different. I have a whole better perception about life than I did in my 20s. Or even if you, for whatever your personal reasons are, may not desire to be married or may not desire to have kids, don't let other people's thinking and what they want and what they see as happy to distort your view of what happiness is for you. It is never a bad idea to be more conscious about your dating, to be more conscious about the jobs that you take, your friendships, where you choose to live. I think a lot of growing up means making those conscious decisions, being more mindful and more thoughtful about what we do, why we do them, because it weighs heavily on the decisions that we make. Although I will say when you're single, I still feel like it's very important to give yourself boundaries, and we'll talk more about that in another video. Then you have people who are in a relationship who would prefer to be single. You have people that are in marriages who are conflicted. I'd rather be single than to be in a relationship with someone who does not treat me right, with someone who does not value me, with someone who mistreats me. I'd rather be alone by myself, single, than to be with someone who makes me feel alone. I think that has to be the worst feeling you can ever have, is to be with someone and still feel like you're by yourself. I hope you enjoyed this video. What are your thoughts about being consciously single? How important is it for you to really embrace that? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching. Bye. Today's episode will also be available via my podcast at Out With Trish. You can click on the links below via Google or Spotify.